Warning, this video may contain spoilers for the TV show or movie that we discuss in this video. If you have not yet watched the TV show or movie that this video is about, please come back to the video at a later time after you have watched the content that was discussed. You have been warned. How's it going, everybody? This is Rob of Novakast, and this is the finale of Let's Watch Netflix's Dracula. Okay, I have mixed feelings about this episode. I don't know if they're going to do anything after this, because it was just weird. Just weird the way they went about it. So Dracula is in the present. He is learning about everything. He learns everything about our culture, our technology, everything. And in fact ends up calling a lawyer because he gets captured and detained, and gets a lawyer to free him, which was kind of stupid, but I guess the same law firm that Hawker worked for is working for him. That's dumb, but it makes no sense, but whatever. So he's free, and he's literally, I like, one of the dumbest things, he's literally using a dating app to freaking go and look for meals, which is really I guess in a sense he was a predator in the most literal sense possible. Both a sexual and a predator. Oh my gosh, that is so wrong in so many ways. But we find out too that apparently, because at some point he tries drinking Helsing's blood. And this is Zoe Helsing. So it wasn't, my prediction of it being Agatha was wrong. It was actually Zoe Helsing. She's a descendant. And turns out he can't drink her blood because he attempts it, and she has cancer. So he has to have the blood of someone who is healthy. He can't have the blood of somebody who's dying, which they address that quickly. We also have a character who is closely resembling Jonathan Hawker. We find out that apparently Mina, who was supposed to marry Jonathan in the past, formed the foundation that went out of their way to capture and detain Dracula and research him. And again, in this episode, he's using dating apps to try to find food. He does gain interest of this one girl who is attractive, and apparently has this infatuation with death that he kind of is curious about. And in the end, he does turn her, but she ends up getting cremated, and I guess now she is permanently to look like that, where she is a burnt up individual. And one of the characters who looks like Jonathan has to kind of kill her out of mercy. And near the very end of the episode, Zoe ends up drinking Dracula's blood, because they do this freaking test, have to get a vial of blood from him to run tests, and instead of giving it and doing research on it, she just freaking chugs that thing down, and sees images of Agatha, and they try to figure out why Dracula, he is afraid of crosses, that he can't enter a facility without an invitation. And I'm gonna say this. I kind of feel disappointed with the conclusion. The way the reasoning they have for him not being able to enter without an invitation, the cross, everything. He's afraid of death. And apparently this isn't some magical thing. These are rules that he made for himself. Meaning, and by the way, the biggest kick in the groin is he apparently is not affected by sunlight. This entire time he had this false perception that he was affected by sunlight, and he wasn't. Apparently, there was nothing wrong with him. He was a vampire that could drink blood and be immortal for all eternity. He had no limitations. The only downside is he was afraid of death. He was afraid to die. And that's why he was infatuated with this one girl who was obsessed with death. And by the end of the episode, and I kind of feel disappointed. The conclusion is, and I guess in some sense it does make sense. I think deep down he wanted to die, but was too afraid to do it. So what ends up happening is after Zoe dies, he then proceeds to drink her blood. And because it's poisonous to him, he dies. And the episode ends. And I kind of feel like I'm wanting more, but I feel like there's no way you can continue this. But who knows? BBC will probably find a way. Oh, yeah, and that's something I kept forgetting to mention, is that this is apparently made by the BBC. So I feel like there will be a way that they continue this. Who knows? But all in all, this was a very interesting, to say the least, a very interesting experience. So, all in all, yeah, just interesting. Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. Follow us on social media. Links are in the description. If you guys want to follow Aden, MJ, and Magi on their streaming content, they stream on Twitch and YouTube. Follow us on our other content. This is Rob of Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.